Alright, and we're live. Oh, God. How's it going, everyone? Loop, how's it going? Good afternoon, Mr. Fool. Mr. Loki, how's it going? Pushkar, how's it going? Okay, technically I'm still like 7 minutes early, but I did, in fairness, schedule the stream wrong, so yes, you're kind of right. Justin, how's it going, man? Kami, how's it going? DSV, Drummer, how's it going? Thank you, Drummer. Glad you liked the thumbnail. It took me a solid 6 minutes to make. So am I stealing all the memes from the Discord and sending them on Reddit? Is that your Gunnar Reddit that we're talking about? What are we talking about? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. After these, Milos, Min, how's it going, guys? Mr. Loki, I didn't see it. I would have, but you started talking about all the... You started talking about, oh, you're late. Actually, yeah. Rigo? F-R-I... Rito? Reets? Trick off clown trick true base. Oh, actually I did have a question before we start reading. But you are only like 8 minutes. Shut up. What do you... These guys are making a joke about it being mine. Doubt it. Yes, Mr. Fool. I have gotten to some of the forbidden... Are we at 20 people already? What the fuck is going on here? I started streaming 2 minutes ago. What are you guys on? Thank you, everyone, for being here. How y'all doing? Pushkar, you're really trying to fucking... Are you trying to get me to time you out again? I'll fucking do it, bro. I'll do it. Oh, I did have a question. I did want to ask you guys something. Okay. So, yesterday, when we got the Great Old Ones... Fuck off, Siri. God damn it. So we got the Great Old One reveal. So I'll have to watch that. Alright, bye Luvian. Appreciate you coming by, buddy. Okay, when we got the Great Old One reveal, it revealed 9 Great Old Ones, which in my mind should be all of them. But now it also mentioned later that like now the gods have started to progress to be Great Old Ones. Because, or sorry, like the above the sequence, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Okay, same thing. They've started progressing to be that because the will of the oldest one is weakening, so they're not as afraid of him awakening. But then, how many Great Old Ones can there be? Is there 9 that they can be, and then 9 that the gods can be too? Because there's 9 groupings of pathways that are interchangeable. So I would have thought that's all the Great Old Ones. But then the gods can't. But then, how are the gods also able to be super Great Old Ones? I don't know. Never assume you know. I know nothing about anyone, okay? Supernova Dominator is the best name? Wrong. That is not the best name. I forgot what I said was the best name, but what I said was the best name is the best name. If I ever get teleported to Lord of the Mysteries, I'm dead. Nah, I'd win. Trust me, I just... the Cosmos would try to corrupt me, and I would just tank it and be like... Nah, not me, bro. I got it. I'm built different. For real, for real. Every time I say that, everyone in chat is like, no, you don't understand. Like, bro, you understand. I'm just kidding, right? Which one is it? Which one did I see? Which one? Chaos. Son of Chaos? What the fuck was... What was that in? My favorite one was Monarch of Decay. I feel like that one was hard as fuck. Why are you offended by Danitz? I'm not. I'm offended by you. Which oh, Mr. Loki, which names do I know? Sure. Great old ones eyeing our world are Mother of Depravity, Mother Tree of Desire, Son of Chaos, Primordial Hunger, Circle of Inevitability. This is weird though, because this is funny, because this is one of the great old ones that's eyeing our god, or eyeing our world rather, but it's the title of the book too. So this is interesting to me. Supernova Dominator, Inextinguishable Ravings, Monarch of Decay, and High Dimensional Overseer. I'm complimenting you though, Danitz, by Lord of the Leveling. Lesnio, how's it going, buddy? Unhinged, how's it going? Think about what the requirements are. You can figure it out. Yeah, I think so. Devil, how's it going, man? Zaku, how's it going? High Dimensional Overseer, that one is cool. But Monarch of Decay is still my favorite. Mainly because it says Monarch. That's a title from Solo Leveling. Gotcha, bitch. Everything's a Solo Leveling reference, if you try hard enough. Just do divination. I have a good theory about it, Loop. I said it a while back. My theory was that you need to be a god, and then you need to get like possession of the Sephira that is of your grouping, and then once you have control over the Sephira, you can become a great old one. So my guess would be that when Klein becomes the Fool, because he already has control over Sephira Castle, he instantly progresses to be the Lord of Mysteries? That's his, right? By the way, we're at 30 people already. I started streaming not even 10 minutes ago. How's everyone doing, guys? Beacon of Destiny is still my favorite part of... Beacon of Destiny is hard as fuck, but I also like Lord of Space and Time, I think it was the title, right? Space and... Space Time? Fuck, I didn't write it in my notes, whatever. I think Lord of Space Time was hard as fuck, too. So you know Lord of the Mysteries as a... Wait, you didn't include that? What? King of Space Time. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking Lord, because Lord of Mysteries, of course. King of Space Time. Space makes sense. Space makes sense, because you get the apprentice pathway, so you can travel around. Time also makes sense, because the Amon pathway, so you can fuck with time. Dominator of the Spirit World, also kind of cool. Slug, Egg, Bullet, Done, Gulp. Over, complete, done. Through. MT, how's it going, man? Long time no see. Volume 6 was amazing. But truth be told, so far Volume 7 is coming out hot, bro. It's coming out real strong. I don't know if it's gonna stay this way, but like Volume 7 is starting out strong as fuck. Asma, I think I have seen you here before. It's just been a long time. How you doing? Thanks for popping by. Second best volume easily. You aren't ready for volume, right? Snail. Nope. Shot. Hard taco. Has the best chapter in the entire book. Arter, how's it going, man? Have you played... Let's see, I haven't even played thing. Its predecessor, what the fuck is it called? Hollow Knight. I haven't even played Hollow Knight. But, okay, let's get started. A couple of streams I was trying to catch up. No worries, man. Appreciate you being here. Epigon, we are almost at the end. Metatronus, fuck yeah we are, man. I have not played Hollow Knight, no. I'm not big on platformers, okay? I don't like them. I'm really bad at them. like platformers, I don't have the sheer coordination for it, okay? Even the like platformer parts of like Souls games, I despise with a fucking passion. Justin, shut up. All right. I think we get started. Okay. On the surface of the mirror, silver words surfaced one after another in the midst of an aqueous light. Thank you everyone for being here. How's everyone doing? Adopt. Beyonders of the Church of God in combat and the FASEC military who are willing to pledge their loyalty. Only the extremely pious, faithful, and those willing to be martyrs, as well as a few mid and upper echelon members of the church, are to be eliminated. This is both the benevolence and the compassion of the goddess. What the fuck is going on here? As well as the necessary measures to deal with the subsequent situation. With the apocalypse approaching, the number of Beyonder incidents will inevitably increase throughout the world. To maintain the stability of the world, we will do our best to increase our strength quickly. If we were to cull the Beyonders of the Church of God in combat and the FASEC military, obtaining their characteristics, that still doesn't aid us in nurturing a Beyonder of the same level within just a couple of years. A Beyonder with rich experience, be it in their digesting of the potion or accumulating knowledge, requires a lot of time. Upon seeing this, Klein mumbled inwardly. He felt that this wasn't the usual tone of Erdes. It was more like an official document. It's showing documents of unknown origins that it peeped at. By using words such as digesting, it means that both the writer and the reader have mastered the acting method. And from the tone of the document, it's from the Church of the Evernight. Based on these two points, it's not difficult to tell these documents are from the eyes of archbishops and high-ranking deacons. The authors should be the Apostolic See and the Cathedral of Serenity. Erdes' secret prying abilities are truly impressive. Klein then continued reading. There's no need to spread the fact that the goddess has replaced the god of combat to the ordinary nobles and citizens of FASEC. Oh, true. This allows them to retain their faith in the god of combat, and on one hand, it's beneficial for us and the priest bishop and the various major cathedrals, and the major cathedrals who have surrendered to us. It will stabilize the situation in FASEC in the quickest way possible. It's probably also better for the goddess because, like we read yesterday, it's better if different believers have like slightly different understandings of the god, because it allows them to retain their like sense of self. If they have like a really unified view of the god starts sort of conforming to that. So it's kind of better that they still see her as the god of combat anyway. On the other hand, it also prevents the goddess from being disturbed by the unresolvable problem of faith before she gains control of the god of combat's authority. An update will be disseminated after a new revelation is given. Now, we will only draw up the corresponding draft. By the way, I assume you guys can't give me the answer to my earlier question because it's spoilers? Is that fair? An update will be... nope, already read that. Try not to incite the strong resistance of FASEC and other countries. We've already lost too many, and have expended a large amount of resources. Be it the church, the countries, or the people, we are all weak. We need some time of peace and stability to recover. We should work with the Church of Storm, the Church of Knowledge, the Church of the Earth Mother, countries like Feinapotter and Lenberg. We will force Intes and FASEC to make an unconditional surrender. We won't talk, fuck off. We will force Intes and FASEC to make an unconditional surrender. We will obtain what we hope for at the negotiation table. During this process, we can use the purging of the stubborn, old-fashioned faithful to exert pressure on them. Evernight never takes L's. Dude, even when I saw it was like going to be a 2v1 with the Earth Mother and the God of Combat, I was like, Damn, we're gonna keep the Earth Mother alive just to like give us an endless supply of weed, but like you're getting called, brother. The goddess's attitude. No. When dealing with the domestic situation and filling of the void behind the Church of Steam, the Church of Storm should be given respect. They can even make concessions on certain matters. That is the will of the goddess. Finally, from this moment forth, the number of times the crimson moon that appears in the cerements, preaching rituals, and masses should be reduced. In official canon, the goddess's title of Lady of Crimson shall no longer be mentioned. Oh, because she's given that authority back, so she's like, don't use it to refer to me because it's gonna probably probably go to Lilith instead of the goddess. So it's like the prayers just don't end up anywhere. Lady of Crimson shall no longer be mentioned. Klein felt a lot of confusion on that last sentence. Soon he thought of the sanguine ancestor Lilith, who was once the sequence 0 of the moon pathway, the true Lady of Crimson. He vaguely understood that this might be an exchange under the table. The goddess's attitude is clear, that is to stabilize the situation quickly, before she truly controls the authority of death and the god of combat and becomes a great old one. She undoubtedly doesn't wish for any more orthodox deities to perish. If that happened, the invisible barrier left behind by the primordial one will have no one to mend it, allowing the outer deities to find an opportunity to bring the apocalypse forward. If we continue the war, the anchors will waver even more, which might lead to the awakening of the primordial one. The goddess took a huge risk having the front line retreat all the way back to Backland. She had to divert even more strength to suppress the primordial one. If the Earth Mother betrayed her, she might have perished even faster than the god of combat. Could she have other trump cards? Wait, sorry, let me just pull up my notes really quickly, because, okay. So, Moon and Earth Pathway belong to the Mother Earth of Depravity. Moon and Earth, so that's an interchangeable one. Okay. Devil and Prisoner belong to... Okay. Devil and Prisoner come from the Mother Tree of Desire. Okay, so then, in theory... Oh, Mother Goddess of Depravity, sorry. sorry. Mother Goddess of Depravity, apologies. So that's 2 of the 9 great old ones that theoretically Earth could have that are gone. So the Earth can theoretically have 7 in my mind. They can have whatever the Hanged Man is going to become. They can have the one for the Savant and Mystery Prior one. They can have the Evernight Goddess, the God of the Lord of Mysteries, the fucking confusing shit one. It's the Hanged Man's probably gonna become Hunter and Assassin. Interesting. Okay, cool. We call her M God, Mother Goddess of Depravity. Oh, got it. Okay, thank you, Milos. That is helpful. So Earth, in my mind, can have 7 great old ones. But where do the other 7 that were mentioned come from? Which pathways are they from? Are they from, like, random pathways that don't exist on Earth? Like, where do they come from? I'm so confused. Because I thought there would be 9 total. And there might be, like, there are 5 that are trying to fight us, and, like, the gods are trying to become, like, the other 4 or something. But there's 9 above. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? The goddess took a huge risk having the front lines retreat all the way to Backland. She had to divert more strength to suppress the primordial one. If the Earth Mother betrayed her, she might have even perished faster than the god of combat. Nah, I'd win. Barshan, you haven't missed much at all. Don't ask knowledge you can't fathom yet. I apologize, Loop. I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. The losses the Church of the Evernight and the Church of Storm suffered do seem significant. No wonder that the Resistance announced that they wouldn't retain the corresponding cathedrals and respect the Storm religion. That bunch of irascible fellows didn't even attempt to retaliate, and they silently agreed to the establishment of a new government. Klein asked a third question. If the goddess wants to advance further, does she need to find the River of Eternal Darkness? This will answer my question, because if she needs all 3 of the uniquenesses, and then she needs to gain control of the Sephira. This was one of the 9 Sephiroth. Klein remembered Eridas mentioning it once, saying that this river was related to the ancient Death, the Phoenix ancestor, Gregreus. Yes, Great Master. The Death at the end of the 4th epoch should have been able to use the River of Eternal Darkness. He attempted to use the Sephiroth to forcibly accommodate the uniqueness of a non-neighboring pathway. He then went mad. Oh. So Azik's dad went cuckoo. And that's why... And maybe that's partially why he died? Because he's out of his fucking mind? Oh. Bro, what is it with, like, sequence 1s or sequence 0s thinking they can just use non-neighboring pathways? What the fuck? What happens to them? Why do they all go, nah, I can do it? Don't get me wrong, that is some dumb shit that I would for sure do. But... Hail Disaster, I remember it very vaguely. The Primordial and Death were working together 1300 years ago, investigating the Pale Disaster in the northern continent. Death, who had caused the Pale Disaster, was attacked by the 7 gods and ended up perishing. He attempted to return to the southern continent and created a raging stormy wave and an impassable barrier, obstructed the sea routes between the northern and southern continent. This is the origin legend of the Berserk Sea. However, he eventually failed to return to the southern continent and ended up vanishing in the sea. Okay, cool. They think like you, actually. Yeah, but they're not like me, you know. That's why I'm goated. I would succeed. They keep failing. Here's the they forget. They think like, oh well, like he can do it, so can I. You're not me, bro. Get cooked. So that's how Death went mad. I knew it. A true god who has lived for over 3 epochs and has seen the blasphemy slate wouldn't lack common sense and randomly drink potions. It's not like he's at least a Tudor, having reached the point of only having the options of madness or death. No wonder Death challenged the fractured 7 deities with just a primordial demoness. Back then, he was equivalent to half a great old one. Yes, Mr. Azik had a phoenix accessory that came from Death. Bro, where's Mr. Azik? It's been so long since we've seen our boy. What's happening? My goat, come back. We miss you. Suddenly, he inwardly let out an exclamation. He suspected that the price of so many bestowments was the River of Eternal Darkness. Lyola, Plague, how's it going, guys? Just like how the true creator had repeatedly tolerated him so as to force him into the Giant King's residence to obtain the first blasphemy slate. Let bro sleep? No, it's time! Come on, we need angels! We need all the angels we can get our hands on, bro. Azik, you got a good beauty nap. It's time to wake up. It's been like 8 months. Because Klein spent 6 months in the Forsaken Land of Gods. And he went to sleep probably like a month before he left. So it's been like 7 or 8 months. Bro, that's a good nap, okay? You're chilling. Like, Azik went to bed. Milos, thank you. You're exactly right. Azik went to bed. A world war started. Ended, a god died, the Evernight goddess is about to become a great old one, and Azik is like, I sleep. Like, what is happening, bro? What do you want Azik to do exactly? I just want him to be present, okay? He's a calming presence. Shut up. Dr. Z, how's it going? Of course, the Evernight goddess could also wait up to a decade or so. As the owner of Sephira Castle, he was probably the only relatively high-sequence Beyonder who could resist the corruption of other Sephiroth. After the Primordial One's will faded further, she could personally retrieve it, but this way, Klein wasn't sure if she could complete the ritual before the apocalypse started. He then composed himself and asked, where can I get the potion formula for Attendant of Mysteries? Zaratul, the first blasphemy slate, the second blasphemy slate, the Card of Blasphemy, the Fool uniqueness that has become a mythical creature. The Fool uniqueness that has become a mythical creature? Is that the half-fool that we keep hearing about? That I keep hearing about? We do still have 2 more whole volumes to go. The first and second choice might be plotting against me. Zaratul is even more terrifying and cunning than Kotar. If I were to plot against him, there's a high chance of me falling into his trap. The third choice is Amon's brother. He should have used this war to become a visionary. If I provoke him, even Sephira Castle couldn't save me. The fourth and fifth options are related to the half-fool of the Antigonus family. Oh. It's related to the goddess's foggy town. Maybe the goddess has a way to circle around the half-fool and get the card of blasphemy? But perhaps I'll need to use the River of Eternal Darkness to exchange for it. How the fuck would you exchange for the... You don't have the River of Eternal Darkness? What is he talking about? The path ahead was the River of Eternal Darkness, and behind him, Zaratul. Unfortunately, if I can find the Dark Demonic Wolf, I can try to negotiate with him. He should have seen the first Blasphemy Slate and get the potion formula for a Tenet of Mysteries. But he will flee far once he smells me. Fifth question. What did you mean when you say you saw a pillar and support from me? What the fuck? When did he say this? What did you mean when you saw a pillar and support from me? I don't even know what that means. When did Erdes say this? What? Klein just what do you mean a long time ago? What does that mean? Great Master, this is a feeling that I can't describe in words. However, I've experienced similar feelings in another existence before. Apart from him, you are the only one that possesses it. The existence is the ancient sun god. Erdes casually just hung around the ancient sun god? Dude, what a go. This guy just walks around, talking to whoever. He's like, I be doing me. Alright, it's your turn to ask, Klein nodded. Supreme Master, do you think you can take away your loyal and humble servant Erdes? This question kept appearing 5 times in a row, covering the surface of the mirror. Having become an angel, Klein no longer feared Erdes. After thinking for a few seconds, he smiled and said, "Let me talk to that angel." That is basic courtesy. With a boom, illusory beams of light spewed out from the mirror and exploded into fireworks. Almost at the same time, 2 dark rays of light reached out from the edge of the mirror. 2 arms that grew surreal grew out. The arms originally wanted to reach out to Klein's calf, but they silently shrank back and swayed on the spot. Praise the Supreme Master! The fireworks fell and a message appeared. In the middle of a section of the steam locomotive in a simple room, Klein shows up and he's like, listen to me. Listen to me. Either I kill you. And we're both angels, so let's be clear. Like, you could probably put up a fight. You might kill me too, let's be fair. Okay, you're an angel too. We're doing good. You really want to do all this over a grade 2 artifact? Or like, I just yoink that one, touch no one else? Because even if I don't manage to kill you, I will fuck this train up. Or you just give me a grade 2 artifact and I leave. Listen. We know what we're talking about, okay? We'll fuck some shit up. You guys like, probably fair, take it. In the middle section of the steam locomotive, a tall, handsome young man with long chestnut hair sat on a hardwood chair, facing a triangular sacred emblem in his hands as he prayed quietly. On the side of the narrow table was a mannequin made of metal components. Behind the mannequin was a faint meshed glow. Behind the young man, suddenly the young man opened his eyes and looked to his side. Someone had appeared there. And in the young man's blue eyes, this figure looked like a person. In essence, it was an invisible vortex wearing a silk top hat and a black trench coat. Inside the vortex, there were transparent, distorted maggots. Gearman Sparrow, the young man read out. Nagito, how's it going? You been catching a seer? No, yeah, exactly. I'm not saying, listen, you're not gonna catch me. I'm probably not gonna catch you. I'm probably not gonna kill you. You're probably not gonna kill me. But like, we could fuck this whole train up. An entire town will die, okay, by the time we're done. And none of us is really getting anything. Or you give me a grade 2 artifact and we say, hey, maybe got lost in transit. Who knows? Listen, it's kind of a pain in the ass anyway. That mirror just shocks you all the time. Let me just take it. All the items around him floated up, but there was no wind in the room. Hein pressed his top hat and revealed his face. How may I address you? The young man nodded. Bornova Gustav. Gustav? Is this Roselle's great-great-grandson? Oh, this music is so perfect. This music is, it could, like, the saddest thing could be happening, the best thing could be happening. a depressed thing could be happening, this music is just perfect all the time. You could play this music at any time and you'd be like, this bit just hits every time, bro. Do I know Bornova, Gustav? I don't know. What, do you think I remember every fucking character in this book? Come on. Remember Zartul already told Roselle his son is a cute angel? Bornova Gustav. Ein's gaze swept across the young man's face, landing on the floating items beside him. The mannequins have a postmodern style. Some of the physical laws here seem to have changed a little. I nodded. I want to take the mirror. You're a blessed of the Evernight? I guess so. Then take it. Actually, dude, the goddess is actually putting in the work. Just her name is like, damn, I'm not fucking with all that, take it. He's one of the impression that I'm asking for the spoils of war for the Church of Evernight. Klein didn't explain as he bowed, as he took off his hat and bowed. Thank you very much. Yeah, Momo, I remember. Yeah. But then, wasn't that like one of his sons or whatever? Oh, wait. Wait, this is Roselle's son who was like being manipulated by the church that that Roselle was so ticked off about? This is his son? So the artisan, is the artisan related to is the artisan his kid, the one that Cattleya has? No? Because wasn't that like Roselle's nephew or some bullshit? Descendant? That's a far okay, that's a far descendant. Okay. Heinz figured then suddenly vanished. He had only come in the form of a historical void projection. Following that, in the carriage where Eikenzer and the Hive Mind member stood, nothing happened. Of course, they were only situated in a historical scene, and the actual scene in the car had been covered up without their knowledge. On a carriage more than 10 kilometers away, a mirror suddenly appeared in Klein's hand. It was silver in color and ornate. Don't speak, Klein looked into the mirror. Yes, Supreme Master. The words appeared on the mirror. Klein suddenly took out a pen and paper and used the magic mirror as a backing to write. He thought for a moment and wrote with a faint smile. Dear Mr. Azik, it seems I haven't written to you in a long time, as I was in the forsaken land of the gods and had a wonderful journey. There are only two types of creatures living there. They are either living sentient creatures or monsters. The beings that are sentient either bear a curse or have an obvious physical mutation. They are even more tragic than I could have hoped to imagine. I have tried helping them. This wasn't only for the ritual for my anchors, or to satisfy my sympathetic heart. It holds a meaning on its own. Even that is like so cute. Like Klein saying like, I'm helping them. It's not just because like it's self-beneficial to me, but like just the act of helping them is like valuable. Which is so fucking obvious, but it's also so rare in this world, because especially to like, now you have to imagine these are two fucking angels talking to each other, to whom people should mean dick. Like people should just be ants on the ground, nothing. But they're both like, nah, we help people, we care about people. Putting aside the suffering, the situation in the Forsaken Land of the Gods is different from the outside world. It's like an oil painting with a black theme. What's surprising is that the artificial death can influence the undying creatures there. I was confused back then, but today I have a guess. The suspect that is related, I suspect that this is related to the River of Eternal Darkness, one of the 9 Sephiroth. This reminds me of Calderon City in the spirit world. I am reminded of the golden phoenix accessory you carry. Rumor has it that the phoenix ancestor, Death of the 4th Epoch, could use the River of Eternal Darkness to a degree. I wonder if you know anything about it. That war lasted more than a year and has finally ended. The goddess clinched victory in the end, and the god of combat has perished. I believe with your level and status, you should know what this means. No matter what, the long-awaited peace has finally arrived. People are gradually returning to their normal lives. A wonderful scene to see, but I fear there are some wounds that may never heal. I don't know if the apocalypse will arrive on time, and I don't know when you will wake up. I can only hope that everything is headed in the right direction. Finally, let me mention something trivial. I have advanced to Sequence 2 and am now a Miracle Invoker, both a blessing and a curse. I wish you well, your eternal student, Klein Moretti. What a wonderfully worded letter. That was so beautiful. I ad-libbed a little bit. I changed some words out for wording that I think would be better translations. But what a wonderful letter. Because it just shows like, hey, like I'm doing okay. Here's all that's happening. Here's all that you've missed. Small thing. I became an angel. Not that big a deal. Because whatever. This is both a blessing and a curse. What a wonderfully written letter. After he finished writing, Klein examined it carefully before folding the letter and handing it to Azik's messenger. When the gigantic messenger appeared from the ground, its bones trembled as it sensed the aura of the great ruler above the spirit world. Even this messenger that went from like peeping into Klein when he was sitting on the can is like, oh god, who is this fella? Klein chuckled softly before handing the letter to the messenger. He watched it clumsily bow before disintegrating into a fountain. Sensing his gaze, the aqueous light on the mirror rippled and asked, Great Master, where are we headed next? Where to next? He wanted to teleport to the main peak of the Hornesis mountain range and take the ancient palace that bordered on reality and Foggy Town. He wanted to see if he had the chance to take away the most useful card of blasphemy from the indigenous family Half-Fool. With his present strength being equivalent to half a Sequence 1, this wasn't impossible. So Klein is saying that because of the Sephira Castle's influence in the real world, he's like half a Sequence 1? Back when Zaratul was a Sequence 2, he managed to obtain the main ingredient of a tentative mysteries from the Half-Fool. Of course, the premise was that the goddess maintained the suppression and seal on the indigenous family ancestor. Hence he had gone full circle, circling back to the deal with the goddess. The present me, the owner of Sephira Castle, I can split a portion of my worms of spirit to stay above the grey fog, constantly responding to any prayers. This way, apart from having latent problems on my mental state, I'll gain quite a bit of benefits. This way I can help my main body at any time, giving me another resurrection. Even if my main body is destroyed, the worms of spirit above the grey fog, I can still reassemble my will and body. However, if I were to walk in the real spirit world and get concealed, and also end up having my connection to Sephira Castle severed, the worms of spirit will lose control and turn into monsters above the grey fog, like Zaratul did back then. Klein analyzed and felt it was best if he didn't venture deep into Calderon City for the time being. If he were to obtain the clues regarding the River of Eternal Darkness, he would have to fulfill many wishes and obtain the true strength of a miracle invoker. Ardor, exactly. It's like Klein is like your best and your worst fucking friend all at once, because like you'll do something amazing, like, you know, you buy your first car, you get into the college or university you want, you graduate, whatever, like any big thing happens and you're like, oh my god, like what a fucking great day. And he goes, but does it really even matter? And you're like, bro, why the fuck are you like this? But then oppositely, like something really bad will happen, you'll be like, dude, holy shit, like my girlfriend left me, my fucking car broke down, I lost my job, whatever. And he'll go, does it really matter? And he'll go, shit, you're right, you know what, fucking you're right, it's not that bad. So it's like your best and your worst friend, because he'll give you perspective, and you're like, because he's like, I've become an angel. What a wonderful thing. Does it really matter? With this in mind, Klein patted the mirror and said, let's go wandering together. Where do you wish to go? Trier? No. You can go wherever you want, Erdes replied. Klein smiled and jumped off the carriage. Is Klein doing the thing where he said like he's gonna be a wandering magician? After the carriage continued for several meters, it disappeared inch by inch and returned to the fog of history. At the same time, Klein's trench coat turned into a black robe, his top hat changed shape, giving off a classic vibe, making Klein feel like a wandering magician walking through alleys and streets. This might, depending on what his personality is, this might end up being my favorite persona. A wandering magician who gives miracles? Oh my god. Is that not what everyone wants to be? You just go around, you making people's days on a whim? Bro, what a go. In a rather intact house in Backland, dressed in a holy white robe, the beautiful demoness of unaging, Katerina, put down the mirror in her hand and turned her head to the young man on the rocking chair. The war is over. They have decided to summon me back to the headquarters. I've been waiting for this day for too long, the young man scoffed. The gatekeeper that was possessed by the Red Angel evil spirit. You don't seem testy at all, Katerina asked. When you get locked underground with two detestable fellows for 2,000 years without being able to escape, you'll know that 2 years of waiting is easy. I'm not in a rush. After this matter ends, I'll let you experience it. Of course, I'll remember to throw you 2 male companions. As for how long you can last, it is up to you to decide if you can hold yourself back. What the fuck are they talking about? As he said this, Medici's 2 cheeks didn't reveal any retorting mouths, because to them, this was the truth. They and the 2 other detestable fellows have been locked underground for 2,000 years. Upon hearing this answer, Katerina's eyes darted around as she asked, "Aren't you worried that the Primordial would learn of this once you head to the headquarters?" So what? There's always a need to take risks. Furthermore, the worst outcome is to fuse with her. I'm already 3-in-1, so 4-in-1 isn't a big deal, Sauron Medici Einhorn said. Let's set off then, Katerina smiled. Just as she finished speaking, a red-haired man with a trademark imprint on his forehead was reflected in her eyes. In just a few seconds, there was only a skeleton and a characteristic left on the reclining chair. Katerina waved her hand, pulling the characteristic over by invisible threads. A dark and illusory path that appeared surreal presented itself in front of the Saintess of White. It formed a complicated, mysterious web with similar objects in her surroundings. This is so crazy. Klein is now stronger than the Saintess of White. He's probably as strong as the evil spirit is right now. Because the evil spirit started shitting bricks when Amon came in. And Klein hypothesized that he's probably at the level of like a sequence 2. And Klein is at the strength of like half a sequence 1. So Klein is like, listen motherfuckers, I don't want to do this, but I will beat your ass if I have to, okay? Katerina traversed the mirror world and approached the target node. At that moment, she felt a powerful suction force. She couldn't help but deviate from the past and cast a dark, blurry fog. In an instant, Katerina, along with Medici, left the mirror and came to an unfamiliar room. At the edge of the room, a young man with ordinary facial features, who was dressed in common clothes, leaned against the stair railings and smiled at Katerina. His left hand was tossing an item, a strange crown covered in rust and blood. Before Katerina could react, the young man took out a crystal monocle and put it on his left eye. Left eye. So it's not Medici, but it's Klein pretending to be them? Or it's not Amon, but it's Klein pretending to be. Medici's sneer echoed in Katerina's mind. The next second, the young man took off the monocle and shifted it to his right eye. Sorry, I wore it in the wrong spot. Is this Klein? Is he getting so testy? Is he actually at the point where he's said to where he's going up to Wandering Magician? I think so. Is Klein at this level where he's oh, it's Amon trolling? No, I don't think so. Is Klein actually at this level where he's testing Medici to the... Because he's like, fuck are you gonna do, bitch? Upon seeing this, Katerina's body took a step back as her mind fell silent. A few seconds later, she opened her mouth and let out a male voice. Hello, little raven. Without waiting for the young man to respond, Katerina smiled. Aren't you looking down on me because by bringing just a few avatars? Could it be that you're a mailman here to deliver me ingredients? Tell me, what kind of cooperation do you want? I don't hate you too much. After all, what happened back then was planned by that zealot. The mastermind was at least a Tudor, and you were a mere accomplice. The man opposite him cut the crown that was covered in rust and blood. He straightened up and smiled. I have my reservations in cooperating with you after hearing your voice. Why don't you get Sauron and Einhorn to talk to me? It's been so many years, and yet you're still as willful as a child. Okay, so it's Amon, I guess. Do you still remember who was responsible for carrying you when you were a baby? And who was the one who burned away your hair? The Medici mocked? What? You're telling me Medici used to be Amon's babysitter? The young man opposite him used his empty hand to straighten his monocle and turned around before walking out the door without hesitation. During this process, he sighed, childish. Seeing that Amon had no intention of stopping, Medici fell silent. Don't think that I don't know what you want to do, but it doesn't matter. Since you don't have the same thoughts as that zealot when it comes to making the Lord hold again, there will be room for cooperation. Do you remember Amon said he would imitate what Klein did to... Oh, yes, Ramir. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, you're right. Amon stopped and turned halfway to look at Katerina, who was possessed by Medici. The monocle on his right eye seemed to glimmer. Awa County, in a city that was being rebuilt after the war. Toby, did you add too much damned water to your beer? Old man wearing a cap took the cup and took a sip, as he couldn't help but complain. The boss, who doubled as a bartender, snorted. Do you still remember the alcohol ban from before? Oleg, you should be thankful that you have anything to drink at all. The burly man named Oleg muttered a few words before he focused on drinking his beer. Beside him was a bronze-skinned man with rolled-up sleeves. I heard that the alcohol ban will be lifted because Fainapotter's food will soon be sent over. Also, Faceak and Intes will pay reparations with plenty of food. I can only hope that is the case. May the Lord watch over us, Toby responded. He looked up and saw a young man who seemed to be a wandering magician walk in. This man was wearing a long black robe and classic top hat. Classic top hat? Long black robe, Amon? A cup of Southville beer, the man said. Nah, that Southville beer, that is most certainly our Klein. Not from around here. A magician? Oleg asked. Yes, the magic that I'm best at is to satisfy the wishes of others. Oh, what is that I hear? To satisfy the wishes of others? Lord, there's a man pretending to be a deity over here. Everyone laughed. The young man smiled. That's just a special magic trick. Then fulfill my wish and let this stingy boss treat me to a glass of beer. Okay, the young man said. With the glass slamming onto the counter loudly, the bar owner poured a glass of wine and pushed it to the front of Oleg. He retracted his hand and repeatedly wiped his glass. It stunned Oleg. Toby, do you know him? No, the boss Toby glanced at Oleg like he was an idiot. Oleg raised the glass in front of him, filled with beer with uncertainty as he took a careful sip. Seeing that the bar owner didn't bother him to pay, the burly man turned his head in surprise and said, How did you do it? I told you. It's a special magic trick. Oh, he's so cool! He's so cool, my go! Actually, what? He's so cool! While Oleg remained in shock, the man beside him rolled up his sleeves and sneered. I dare bet that you and Toby must have colluded beforehand. Your knocking on the table is to say that you'll pay for the beer. You can make another wish, the wandering magician said. My brother and I have a house that collapsed during one of the bombings and is being rebuilt. My wish is to return it to an original state before I return. This wasn't an easy task. The wandering magician raised his right hand and snapped his fingers before smiling. Okay, your wish has been granted. Everyone broke out into laughter, no longer paying any attention to the clumsy magic show. After drinking, the man with his sleeves rolled up left the bar in a drunken stupor and staggered back home. 15 minutes later, he returned to the area where they were rebuilding houses. They were about to enter the tent that was issued by the government, as a cold gust of wind blew and made him shudder. Soon after, a 2-story building appeared before his eyes, a house he was very familiar with and had spent years of savings to build. Everyone, Oleg and his brother, subconsciously turned their heads to look at each other. I didn't drink that much. Damn it. Toby must have mixed in so much water into the beer, Oleg muttered. The brothers didn't respond. After being stunned, they widened their stride and rushed to the door, touching the door and the walls. It's real, they kept muttering to each other as if they'd gone insane. My wish has been granted. The magician! That magician! Before he finished his sentence, he turned around and ran to the bar. As Oleg came to his senses, he followed behind. They pushed open the door and rushed in, casting their gaze at the counter. But the black-robed young man had already left. Oh dude, what a G! He just said, you can make another wish. They gave him a house. It was like a yoink. I wish for $1 million. Oh. Oleg and his brother looked around. They appeared relieved, but also as if they had lost something. In the square of the city, the young man was squatting in front of a 10-year-old girl. My wish is to fulfill your wish. He turned his head and glanced at the nearby Evernight Cathedral. The little girl had run out from the mass, seemingly preferring the empty square. After some thought, she looked at the gentle magician. My wish is for my father, uncle, and brother to come back to life. I don't want their bereavement money. Man, I can handle a lot of shit. I don't know. Like kids suffering, I don't know. That's like the one thing that really hits me. Like people suffer and I'm kind of like, you know what, life is rough, whatever. I don't care. Like when I see shit like this, when like kids are suffering, it actually hurts me because it's like, dude, they're fucking children. That shit actually gets me. The wandering magician didn't respond as he gazed deeply at the little girl. The girl pursed her lips and forced a smile. I was just joking. Mommy said that such wishes can't even be granted by the deity. As she spoke, she lowered her head and looked at her toes. I just want my dad to hug me again. Before she could finish speaking, she realized there was a shadow in front of her and raised her head. Standing there was a lone soldier in a red shirt and white pants. He didn't hold a rifle and was wearing a hearty smile. He crouched down and spread his arms wide open like always. Dad! The little girl pounced forward and threw herself into the embrace. I missed you so much. At that moment, the young man pressed down his hat and straightened himself and walked to the entrance of the square. Oh, this persona is gonna have all the art, Nagito, isn't it? It's gonna have all the art. Oh my god. I'm gonna love this persona. This is exactly what I would have wanted for Klein. This is exactly what I would have wanted for Klein to be in this persona. It's perfect. It's so good. How the fuck would I guess a name, Lesnio? What do you think I am? I am no fucking angel of the seer pathway, okay? What the fuck do you think this is? In the blink of an eye, it was Monday, and in the ancient palace above the Great Fog, the members of the Tarot Club looked around, greeting Mr. Fool. Klein looked around and felt rather emotional. The Hanged Man, a cardinal of the Church of Storm, in charge of the Rorstad Archipelago. Miss Justice has lost contact with the psychology alchemist, but has the right to become one of their counselors. The sun is an elder of the 6-member council, the moon is a sanguine earl, the star is a high-ranking deacon of the Evernight, the hermit is a hidden queen at sea, one of the 10 pillars of the Moses ascetic order. Apart from the magician and the judgment, the rest of the members of the Tarot Club are demigods, upper echelons of different factions. Judgment, magician, get your shit together. What the fuck are you two losers doing? Judgment is at least gonna be cool, because she'll probably be like, soon like a high-ranking member of MI9. Okay, cool, no problem. What the fuck is magician doing? Get it together. You're not even a magician. We have a real magician now, Klein. What are you doing? And the support of the Abraham family, the magician has a high chance of advancing to demigod within the year. In other words, Judgment is the one who has the hardest time improving her strength. She's only one of the mid to upper echelons of MI9, so it is hard for her to become a demigod. Klein, who was shrouded in a grayish-white fog, retracted his gaze as he laughed. This is finally seeming to become a high-end secret organization, Klein laughed. Let us begin. It seems obvious that Geo is gonna need to get her characteristic externally. She can't have it. She can't have it from MI9 probably. So, but I mean, no problem. With a war just happened. Her pathway is the most common for the military to have. A lot of militaries are dead. A lot of military personnel are dead. We're good. We go to yoink a characteristic really quickly. Who do you think would be the first angel of the club if they reach that level? Not including Klein, of course. Audrey, I think. Upon hearing Mr. Fool's words, Alder's heart skipped a beat. He felt a strong feeling. He felt the same feeling he had when praying to the Lord of Storm on Passu Island. When he greeted the Fool, he didn't notice any changes. Everything around seemed to be the same, but he believed that Mr. Fool was different from before. Something at a spiritual level that Alder couldn't describe in words. He felt that the body was enveloped by the grey fog containing such a terror, 1,000 times more terrifying than before. Mr. Fool has awoken even further. After the world went to the forsaken land of the gods and brought out the City of Silver, Mr. Fool went one step further in his awakening and has reached the level of a sequence 0? If it wasn't for the fact that the Sailor pathway is sensitive to high-ranking people, I wouldn't have even noticed it. Leonard surveyed the area and said, "According to the information we have gathered, there was indeed a battle of gods. The participants that have been confirmed appear high above Backland, including the goddess, the god of combat, and the Earth Mother. As for the outcome, I believe you all know it." During the Terra gathering last week, Leonard had mentioned the corresponding matter and taken the initiative to ask the Fool, but he didn't get a direct answer from the Fool. "I can't understand why such an outcome would occur. The Earth Mother and the god of combat should have collectively defeated the Evernight goddess as a mother-son duo," Ketlea responded. Alder... Yeah, really cool thing. They were neither a mother-son duo nor collective. Alder then said, "I received a report just as the war ended. Fainapotter changed sides. Fainapotter is the Earth Mother Kingdom, right? This means," Audrey guessed. Derek mimicked the lady in front of him. "I roughly know why." "You?" Emlyn muttered. After all, the sun had been isolated in the forsaken land of the gods. How could he possibly understand what was happening? "Why?" Alder asked. You have to promise with Mr. Fool as a witness that you can't reveal what I'm about to tell you. No problem, Cat Leia took the lead. Everyone else made the same promise. The Earth Mother isn't the giant queen Amibella. The real Amibella has long died. Her remains are in the City of Silver. This news was like a bomb in the hearts of all members. Are you sure? Leonard asked in disbelief. He regretted even asking the question, because the fact that the City of Silver had Amibella's remains made it highly credible. Everyone cast their gaze at the Fool, discovering a smile in Mr. Fool's eyes. This means that he is in agreement with the information? This explains many things, but if the Earth Mother isn't Amibella, why would Ouroboros believe that she is? Or who is she? Kami, you're so fucking... Oh my god, bro. Why are you like this? The music is so goated. Fine. We'll go to spooky music for the moment. Okay, we'll go to spooky music for the moment. God. What you think Evernight would have done to them if they somehow leaked this info before the betrayal? Who is them? What are you talking about? The City of Silver? I don't know. She would have just gone down and killed them all. Just somehow had the connection of the artificial death, just kill everybody there. Just go, fuck it. Like 3,000 years into a plan and these people fuck it up? Oh god. I mean, Derek could tell the Tarot Club, but the Tarot Club probably wouldn't do anything with that information, so it would probably be fine. And being in Sephira Castle, she probably couldn't tell. Cat Leia didn't notice this. She said, perhaps that Earth Mother has always been disguising herself as Amibella, managing to fool Ouroboros, as well as the god of combat. But how is that possible? Gio muttered. What a horror story, Force asked. Or Force said, at that moment the world, who had been silent the entire time, said nothing is impossible. What if this cover-up had the assistance of the goddess and other true deities? Conspiracy lasting 2,000 years? Alger's eyes froze. He had an instinctive fear of the Evernight goddess at that moment. Who exactly is the Earth Mother? Leonard asked. After waiting for a while, they heard a knock. Mr. Fool knocking on the table. Klein chuckled as he said, I can give you some hints. What the fuck is going on out there? Sorry. He looked around and said, why does the Church of the Earth Mother like to turn Sanguine into believers? The Earth and the Moon are neighboring pathways. Legend has it that during the Second Epoch, Lilith, who represented the Moon, died because of her betrayal, but she responds to the Sanguine prayers on occasion. The Earth Mother's true identity was the Sanguine ancestor Lilith. Emlyn's eyes lit up. Leonard was astonished before he muttered, a few days ago, the Evernight Church stopped promoting the lady's title of Lady of Crimson, changing the prayer sign from the Crimson Moon to that of stars. If I had to describe the Evernight goddess, it wouldn't be the moon, it would be the stars. Mr. Door, 2,000 years removed, and still so goated. The Evernight goddess had used the authority of the moon domain as a bargaining chip, Cat Leia asked. Thank you for your hints, Audrey bowed to Mr. Fool. Emlyn was stupefied. The Earth Mother is the ancestor of the Earth Mother? So I never changed my fate. No wonder I still continue going to the Harvest Church without the Father's corresponding psychological cue. because my intuition told me that the Earth Mother is the ancestor. Therefore, the ancestor has favored me by making me a savior, by making me the savior of the Sanguine. Bro, you're so delusional. What the fuck? Emlyn is like, actually, listen, anything good happens, it was like like my intuition told me. Emlyn is like the most fucking shitty player. Like, I don't know if any of you play poker or anything, but like Emlyn is like the most dog shit player who will go all in on a piece of shit hand and then fucking get like a fucking river card that somehow makes it work, and he'll go, I just had a feeling. No, bro, you're fucking stupid. He began to believe that he was the most devoted Sanguine. Oh my god. Glancing at the Earl, Force smiled. Mr. Moon, perhaps you should become an Archbishop of the Earth Mother. No, it should be the Sanguine, a sole Sanguine representative of the Church of the Earth Mother. Why? Emlyn asked. Leonard smiled. Since the goddess doesn't have the title of Lady of Crimson, the Earth Mother will soon have a similar name. It is impossible to fool the other churches. Emlyn understood what the upper echelons of the Church of Evernight were thinking. His kinsmen, who had mocked him for believing in the Earth Mother, would queue up in front of him to accept his baptism. Oh shit! I love how Emlyn is like, listen, I care not for anything except dolls and the sheer respect of everyone around me, okay? Like, what the fuck? Is Luvion here? He's gonna clip that so hard. Fuck. I gotta stop talking in the first person. I keep doing this to myself. It's like actually so fucking stupid. With this in mind, Emlyn's mood turned extremely happy. A few seconds later, Alder broke the silence and said most of our members are demigods, so the time it will take to advance will lengthen. Furthermore, we have our own factions. We may need a few years before a single chance of obtaining characteristics, formulas, or artifacts. Everyone nodded. At that moment, Klein surveyed and chuckled. With the matter regarding the Forsaken Land of the Gods, over my condition has recovered significantly. You can exchange items of higher level from me. He pretended to be calm as he revealed the truth that he was recovering, an answer that everyone had long guessed. Just as Audrey and company were guessing the level Mr. Fool had awakened to, Klein smiled and said those items of higher value include the Sea God's identity, level, and strength. Oh, a Sea King characteristic for Alger, based. But then he can't do Lightning Storm. But he can just pull it out of the historical void. Oh yeah, I guess, because nothing is ever really gone to someone of his... This shit is so broken, bro. Like, Klein has actually just become a fucking monk in, like, the most annoying way. He's like a billionaire that becomes, like, a billionaire who's like, don't be attached to physical things. Yes, I have 7 yachts and 14 houses and 87 cars, but they're just things, okay? You can take them all away. It doesn't matter. Motherfucker, yeah, it doesn't matter because you have them. Little fucker. We shouldn't expect much from Emlyn. It's sad because this pathway doesn't have much of an IQ boost. True. Alger's mind went blank for a second after hearing that. It was something he had never imagined. From his point of view, after obtaining the authority of the Sea God through Gehrman and replacing Kalvatua, Mr. Fool had obtained a large number of believers, a crucial step for his recovery. But to his surprise, for Mr. Fool to inform everyone that the Sea God identity and level could be exchanged. After further recovery, Mr. Fool no longer needs the identity of the Sea God? Performance of a great existence. I can't even understand it. In the Church of Storm, he had relied on external forces to become a demigod. Although barely managing to rise up to the brass, it was impossible for him to advance any further. As for the theft of the Book of Calamity, he couldn't see any hopes of doing so at the moment. Therefore, Alger could only suppress his ambition. But now an opportunity was here, and it came fast. Yeah, but like, what's Alger gonna trade for that? What do you have that is possibly worth a sequence 3 characteristic. Please tell me. What do you have? Alger was currently a cardinal of the Church of the Storm, in charge of the Rorstad archipelago. Once he became a sea god and controlled the authority of those waters, he would become a king of the Rorstad archipelago. A true... Dude, Alger would stand on the same level as the Sea King, Jan Kottman. Alger's going up to him and he goes, "Sup, homie. Sup, my peer. My fellow. We are the same. You and I? Same." Although Derek and Audrey and company couldn't hide their shock that the Tarot Club was beginning to trade identity levels and strength of a deity, even if it was only a false god, they didn't have any intention of switching to the Storm pathway. Compared to Alder's, they weren't that excited. Alder took a deep breath and humbly asked, "Mr. Fool, what is the price needed to exchange for such an item?" "The mission I shall give you, as well as frequent praying and sincere making of wishes." Can you imagine? Someone gives you something that is worth like $1 bajillion, and you say like, "What do you want for it?" And he says, "So like occasionally I want you to ask me for some more stuff. Like no charge for them, but like I just want you to like wish for stuff, and I'll like make it happen." You're like, this has got to be too good to be true. What are you talking about? As for how he could complete the corresponding wishes, he had two methods. First, using the Beyonder powers he possessed to achieve corresponding effects. For example, he could summon historical scenes and repeat the segments of gifting beer to fulfill the wish of the bar owner treating the patron. Second, he could grant a relatively low-level wish with his accumulated power of wishes and create a true miracle. For example, using a snap to cause the collapsed house to return to its original state. In addition, Klein could use Sephira Castle's level and power above the Grey Fog, which was equivalent to a King of Angel, who had yet to accommodate a uniqueness. In other words, when he responded to prayers, he could use the core powers of a Sequence 1, which was also the core powers of an Attendant of Mysteries. It is so cool. Attendant of Mysteries? Fool. Lord of Mysteries. Why is it not Attendant of Mysteries, Lord of Mysteries, the Fool? I don't know. After this period of experimentation, Klein had a rough idea. The first was to create a nascent divine kingdom. The second was grafting. The term grafting was coined by Klein himself. After all, he wasn't a real Attendant of Mysteries, nor did he have the corresponding mysticism knowledge. This ability could allow an object that couldn't be directly connected under normal circumstances to achieve an inconceivable effect of grafting. Who's the grafting demigod in Elden Ring? I can't remember his name. The Godric the Grafted? The fuck is his title? Autumn, how's it going, man? A simple example was to mix the concept of the beginning and the end of the path into common nodes, making it impossible for anyone who walked that path to leave. To a Beyonder, Godric the Grafted, yep, okay. To Beyonders, who were quite a number of there were quite a number of powers that could do something like that, but an Attendant of Mysteries grafting relied on a concept itself. Not only was it at a high level, like the descent of a true deity, but its effects were bizarre and had a hint of concealment. So wait, Klein, above the Grey Fog, now has the power to, like, affect, like, immaterial concepts? Like, he can graft concepts together for a short time? How do you even power scale something like this? In addition to the replication powers of the Grade Zero artifact, the Staff of Stars, Klein could completely respond to prayers like a King of Angels while inside Sephira Castle. Furthermore, he could do more things. Can Klein just go to, like, the Evernight Goddess and say, like, "Hey, weird question. Can you give me access to Chainus Gate so I can just touch all the artifacts and then just, like, be chilling?" Can we do that? Weird question. Listen, I'm not going to take a fucking thing. Trust me. As you're blessed, I won't take a thing. I just want to, like, get my hands on. Just see what they do real quick. Don't, Amnesiac, don't do that. Don't. Upon hearing Mr. Fool mention missions, Alger recalled something as he lowered his head. Mr. Fool, do you still need me to carry out further investigations regarding the 3 targets of the Faceak Empire that participated in the Konotop sea battle? He had previously obtained information regarding the 3 suspected owners of Creeping Hunger, but didn't find anything. There's no need for that anymore, the Fool nodded. What would he pay with? I mean, like, how much would the goddess ask for something like that? Like, really, like, what am I asking you for? Like, I'm not taking anything. I just want to, like... It's Amnesiac. What the fuck, dude? Like, he could probably pay her with some gems or something. I don't fucking know. He originally wanted to use this clue to grab the tail of the Twilight Hermit Order, but since Adam had likely become a god by now, it was better to avoid it. Respecting a true deity was Klein's usual principle. He had to compromise and give it up. Excuse me? Apart from the sea god's identity, level, and strength, there are many things that can be exchanged for. For example, the imperative mage formula and characteristic. Imperative... What is imperative mage? Which one is this? I don't know which one this is. I know the name, but I don't know where this goes. Imperative Mage, Misfortune Mage, Chaos Walker. I don't know where these names go. Bro, I'm missing stuff. The Moon City had passed down the heritage of an Imperative Mage, something Klein could exchange for when granting them wishes of being saved. Of course, even if he directly made the residents of the Moon City sacrifice the item, people would be very willing to do so. They were not afraid that Mr. Fool would abandon the Moon City and not accept their sacrifice. Apart from that, Klein himself had a Silver Knight Marionette, a Seer Pathway Sequence 9-3 characteristic. On the sealed artifacts, no, Dr. J, I already know that name. I don't know where it goes. The sealed artifact, General of the Pupilless Eye, a drop of the Primordial Moon's blessed blood, and various kinds of charms and bullets from the Worms of Time, the Worms of Spirit. If the Wishmaker wanted a consumable or something temporary, Klein could even take out more items from the historical void. Gio inexplicably felt Mr. Fool was looking at her. So Imperative Mage Potion is for her pathway then. It's for the Arbiter pathway. So it's after Disciplinary Paladin then, I guess. Imperative Mage, that would actually make sense too. Imperative, like part of Order. Mage gives them access to magic spells now. Okay, that makes sense. To be frank, she lacked the motivation to advance. On one hand, there's only one mid to high ranking member of MI9, so the chances of getting a ticket to the ranks to a demigod were very low. On the other hand, her father's reputation had been restored to a degree, so she had no pressing goals. And at the same time, the war had ended and her family had returned to Backland, where they could start a normal life. All these reasons made Gio feel that her current life was good and she didn't want to change. Of course, if she had the chance to become a demigod, she wouldn't let it go. Due to the war, she had experienced the helplessness of a mid-sequencer. Furthermore, in the Tarot Club, aside from her and Force, everyone was a demigod. There was no doubt she didn't want to fall that far behind. Amidst her thoughts, Gio looked at Force before bowing her head to the entity at the end of the long table. Force could guess her friend's attitude because it was similar for her. If it wasn't because she needed to advance to demigod to resist the full moon raving so as to stop troubling Mr. Fool, as well as the Abraham family having prepared the formula and ingredients for her, she was in no rush to become a secret sorcerer. As a traveler, she could go wherever she wanted. She could head to a location to eat whatever she wanted. This is the sum of your ambition, Force. You are such a fucking profound disappointment. For a fucking writer to have this little imagination is kind of crazy to me. Nagato, I hope my queen Sharon can join, but I don't have high hopes. This seems like a full club at this point, at least for this book, Nagato. Just because Now there's what, 150 or so chapters left. It's not enough time for them to fully flesh out another character, unless again they bring in someone like Sharon, who already has like a fully fleshed character, to join the Tarot Club. I just don't see it. Seeing the fog-covered Mr. Fool lean back into his chair, Audrey asks, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question. If there's a matter and you're aware that its outcome has nothing to do with you and is solely the result of feelings and gamblings of certain existence, what would you do?" Holger laughed. Everyone is destined to die. It is inevitable, no matter how hard you try to change that. Does that mean one's life is meaningless? Since you can't change the outcome of the matter at the moment, then try your best to improve yourself. Gain more power, wield more authority until you can participate. If you die, then it is better than doing nothing. Those are sincere words from from the Hanged Man, coming from his heart. Audrey was touched as she nodded. At this moment, Gehrman looked around and said, "Everyone, I have something to remind you of. The apocalypse will arrive in about a decade. There is a possibility for everyone to be destroyed, including the deities." I love how everyone is like, oh my god, we're such a high-ranking organization now. Like, we're so strong. And Klein is like, hey, I just want to be really clear. We're all probably going to die in like 10 years. So you fucking losers need to get off your ass. Okay? Really glad you're having fun or whatever. And like, oh, you can get out of bed and go eat in like Bana Potter because you like their food or whatever. But like, you're going to die in like 10 years. So like, step your shit up, Forrest. Get your shit together. Take your shit, take all your shit, put it in a bag, get it together. God. Apocalypse. Although Audrey had long learned of the prophecy of the apocalypse from the Church of God and Church of Knowledge and Wisdom, she never found it corporeal enough. Even though she had already slightly experienced a war where an individual was puny, she didn't see any signs of an apocalypse. However, the person who had given the apocalyptic prophecy was Mr. Fool's Blessed, the world, who was always known to be trustworthy, and his tone was firm. This made Audrey choose to believe him, as her heart sank. Do you think everyone in the Tarot Club will be an angel? I think certain people will be. I don't think everyone will be. I think the core members will be. Like, I think Audrey, Alger, not Gehrman, fuck me. Derek and Cat Leia maybe would be, but I don't think anyone else. I don't think Emlyn would be okay to be a girl. I feel like he would take very strong objection to that. I don't think Forrest and Geo have anywhere near the ambition or frankly the capability to do it. Am I missing anyone? I think that's everyone, right? Who first? Audrey, I think. I think Audrey clinches that. I think Audrey clinches it. Apocalypse. As a cardinal of the Church of the Storm, Alger had recently seen many apocalyptic prophecies. But those unverifiable matters couldn't compare to the world's abnormally serious warning. Emlyn has no problem because it's sequence 1 of his pathway that... No, I don't... No, it's 2, no? Because isn't it called Matriarch of Thing? Desolate Matriarch? Matriarch is Matriarch is a thing. Oh, that's that's Planter. Never mind. Oh, it's 1? Oh, that's so stupid. You change pathways out. You change. Oh, so Emlyn could become an angel. True. Why is Dr. Z? Okay, what would you like to bet, Dr. Z? Okay, we can make a bet, but what would you like to bet? You proposed it. Give me what would you like to bet? No problem. I'm a gambling man. How are you finding Volume 7 so far? I fucking love it. Yeah, I get that, but you proposed it, so come on. Come on, bet something. What am I gonna bet with you through a screen? I'm so curious. I'm game. However, he quickly rejected... wait, hold on. Alder had seen many apocalyptic prophecies, but those unverifiable matters couldn't compare to Gehrman's abnormally serious warning. She's not immune to bans, Kami. Justin, I'm not gonna make her watch a movie that is like a work of art for her to go, actually, like the main character is actually like not 100% ideal person. Like she doesn't do things in the most optimal sense. So actually, like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that. I had promised I will accept one bet from you. I'm trying to keep a promise. Yes, but Dr. Z, what can I bet you is the problem? What? How do I make a bet with you? Does anyone see my fucking conundrum? How do I... This is like... Have you guys ever tried to play like poker with your family, but like there's no money involved, so everyone's just throwing in chips randomly and you're just sitting there like wasting your fucking time? But if you mention it like, guys, what are we doing here? Everyone's like, oh, you're the weird. I was trying to make it all serious, and you're like, we're just going in a circle. You're just throwing in chips randomly. It doesn't mean anything. Don't tell me to calm down, Loop. What do you... Don't talk to me like I'm hysterical. What the fuck? At the same time, he noticed a detail. The world said that even deities would be destroyed. Alder's first reaction was that Gehrman was being disrespectful to Mr. Fool, but he rejected this idea, as Mr. World was Mr. Fool's blessed and his most devout believer. No one would dare... he most certainly would not dare blaspheme Mr. Fool. Due to the two prerequisites that Gehrman wouldn't be disrespectful to Mr. Fool and him saying that even deities would be destroyed, Alder came to a realization. In Gehrman's heart, Mr. Fool's level was higher than that of a true deity. Alder never doubted the world's knowledge. He was a powerhouse who often interacted with angels. This made him shocked and puzzled. Using the blood of a snake of fate to advance, Catleya would occasionally have a dream of a scene of dawn of the apocalypse thanks to her pathway being clairvoyant at sequence 3. In addition, Queen Mystic would occasionally remind her so she didn't feel any surprise or shock regarding the world's words. As for the future, this mysticologist was lost. Apart from improving herself, she didn't know where to direct her efforts. Apocalypse. Gio and Forrest looked at each other across from Ma'am Hermit. They had never thought that the wonderful life they were living would last more than 2 decades unless something happened. This was a timeline where they would lose their prime, even if they weren't demigods. As the person who spoke was Mr. World, the two ladies didn't dare suspect the authenticity of the prophecy. At the beginning, Derek couldn't help but feel depressed. This was because none of the City of Silver had left the forsaken land of the gods and came to the world of light. Yet none of this world would last long before the apocalypse was ushered in. Soon he composed himself and chose to believe in Mr. Fool. Since this great apocalypse was able to rescue the City of Silver from the forsaken land of the gods, he too could stop the apocalypse. Although I am the savior of the Sanguine during the apocalypse, I never expected it to happen so soon. I am a mere Earl. I am curious, who has the most amount of... Who is the most amount of ambition to become an angel? It might be Emlyn, which is weird. God, I hope this weirdo doesn't become angel first. Emlyn needs to be like in like mid or lower lower strength of the tarot club, or his sheer ego would just fucking devolve the entire tarot club. This is not good. This made him excited, but before long, it wouldn't be long before he could fulfill his mission and display his greatness in front of his fellow kinsmen. Leonard had heard of the doomsday prophecy from old man Palez. Although he didn't believe it at first, he had long been mentally prepared for it. At this moment, he was the first to snap back. Why would the apocalypse suddenly happen? There are no signs of it. Plan controlled the world to say, it's just that you didn't notice the signs. Do you think that a battle of gods erupted for no reason? You aren't qualified to know the exact reason. Just understanding it would bring about irresistible corruption. Only angels and above can resist it. Mr. World seems to know the whole story. Isn't he afraid of being corrupted? He's an angel now? Audrey's mind had this thought as she accurately sensed that the world might have completed his advancement and become a true mythical creature. In ancient times, this could be even called a subsidiary god. Right on the heels of that, Alger, Catlea, and the other members also understood the truth that the world had already become an angel that walked the land. Oh, that is such a cool way to put it. An angel that walks the land. What the fuck? Did you guys have... Is it lagging for you guys? Quick question. It might be lagging. Wrap baskets. Hold on. It might be lagging. Oh, we're so close. God damn it. Work. Oh, please stay. Please stay. It should be fine now, I think. Okay, just... Is it blipping down? I don't understand. No, I can, like, because I can see my output dropping for a second. It's like really small blips, but it's like, so at the quality that I'm like outputting, I should be outputting about 10,000 kilobytes per second, and it's at like 10,000, and then it'll blip down to like 2,000 for a second, and I'll go back. It's like very small. So like, most of you should be fine, but some of you, if you don't have the best internet, it should be fine now, I think. I just changed my internet really quickly. Okay. It's fine. Right on the heels of that, Alger, Catlea, and the other members of the Terror Club understood the truth that the world had become an angel that walked the land. But no matter what, it was the first time that their guesses was that Gehrman's plan to deal with the their guesses were related to Gehrman's plan to deal with a mythical creature. Some believe that it was the benefits of Mr. Fool's recovery that he gave to his blessed. But no matter how, it was the first time that a Tarot Club member had reached the level of an angel. Of course, they weren't too surprised that the world would be the first. They had long been numb to his progression rate. They had all just gone like, this motherfucker's wild, bro. Plan controlled the world and made him look around. You can think about what you plan to do next and how you would go about doing so. Gio and Fours and the other Tarot Club members nodded slightly as an acknowledgement. Another 10 minutes of free exchange followed before the session came to an end. After returning to the real world, Gio surveyed the bedroom. Her expression slowly turned solemn. She once again felt a pressing urgency. After walking out of the room, Gio saw that Fours had walked out of the corridor at the same time. "Where do you plan on going?" they both asked in unison. A few seconds later, a handsome young man walked out of the guest room wearing a pair of narrow-framed spectacles and fluffy hair. "Oh no, I forgot I have class this afternoon," the youth mumbled. He was Gio's younger brother, Rio Derecha. Really fucking creative, Gio's parents. Gio and Rio, are you kidding me with this? They've just given up naming their children. She has an older brother called Dio. He's in another manga. You guys may have heard of him. In Backland, one has to pass a pre-law exam before becoming a paralegal. Such a paralegal has to study and work for at least 5 years under a full lawyer before one is allowed to take the qualification exam to practice law. If one wanted to become a senior lawyer, one has to enter the Backland Lawyer School to receive university-level education. Gio watched her friend run down the stairs, and smile subconsciously appeared on her face. She looked up and said to Forz, "I plan to return to MI9 and work hard. I plan on making a trip to my teacher's place," Forz answered. On the heels of that, the traveler disappeared. A few seconds later, she appeared in Pritz Harbor. She took out a pen and paper from her pocket and wrote, planning on telling her teacher that she had digested her traveler potion. She put away the letter and stuffed it into a mailbox at the door. This wasn't Dorian's residence. It was the place where Forz and the gentleman had previously agreed to send letters to. The next day, when Forz arrived, she saw Dorian providing her with the meeting location and time. Alright, so we're about to have another demigod. Cool. Emlyn opened his eyes in the room and changed into his coat with a standing collar, intending to visit Marquis Nibs. When the carriage passed Rose Street, he subconsciously looked out the window and was somewhat surprised to discover that the door to the Harvest Church was open. After a brief hesitation, he got the carriage driver to stop the carriage, got out, and pushed open the door as he saw Father Utravsky, who seems to have grown a little taller, cleaning the prayer hall. He has been released as expected. It really was protective custody. Emlyn shook his head. At this moment, Father Utravsky raised his head and looked at him and said, "Wipe the candle stand." "I'm trying to please the Earth Mother," Emlyn mumbled. He walked to the room behind him, changed into his brown priest robe of the Church of the Earth Mother, and began working. Neither spoke a word. They did their jobs as they tried their best to restore the church to its former cleanliness. Dude, I would have thought Utravsky would have been a little pissed, like, bro, you just fucking left the church? You didn't do anything while I wasn't here, you fuck? Emlyn subconsciously looked over and saw Baron Cosme Adora and Viscount Ernest Boyer, who had once worked at the Harvest Church, and many familiar faces. Emlyn's lips curled up. How did he know? How did they get like a revelation from Lilith to say like, oh yeah, you now worship the Earth Mother? Why did they all come here? We need you to guess the angle. What the fuck are you asking me, Loop? Oh, where do I end tomorrow? Cause I know Luvian wanted me ideally to end at 1290, and I was like, that ain't happening, bitch. I don't know the fuck you think this is. We can end at like 86 tomorrow. Great, love that. Okay, cool. If Lord of the Mysteries is based on Earth, which figures from history do you think could have been Beyonders? I think without a doubt, Alexander the Great definitely comes to mind. Genghis Khan definitely comes to mind. That guy's on some shit. All of the Chinese emperors that are listed in history. I'm not a huge. I don't have a lot of knowledge about Chinese history, but I just know like whenever you read any kind of Chinese history about like a war or whatever, it's just like, oh yeah, minor scuffle between two local land warlords, 4 billion people dead, and you're like, excuse me? Oh, did you send her, Mira? That is really cool too. My mind when I think of history, I think of wars. Okay, sue me. Jeanne d'Arc definitely is another one that comes to mind. Christopher Columbus, Sailor Pathway, easy. Leif Erikson, Sailor Pathway, easy, no problem. Lubu, This is what Romero sent for background for stream. We can do this, possibly. This is not bad. Oh, I don't think I've seen these. These are great. After what the goddess did, this background would be peak. True. I was ignoring my chats. Merlin, what did you say? Merlin, I don't even see your last chat, bro. When the fuck was the last time you chatted, Merlin? What? What Angel Klein would the exact message word for word is what Angel Klein would be you think? I'm not a cryptologist, brother. I'm not a sequence 7 of the fucking Marauder path. I don't. You're gonna have to retype that in for me. I apologize. After what the goddess did, that background would be peak. Kind of true. This is very cool. Very, very cool. Emlet. Is that a doll of 4s? What Klein would be. That is the message. Oh, Aman is the angel of time. What would Klein... Oh, I see. Oh, I see. What would Klein's title be? Oh, as... Okay, okay. There we go. Okay, I had to piece it together, but we got there. Okay. Okay. What would Klein's... Okay. Okay, this doesn't fit with his powers, but I feel like Angel of Light or Angel of Hope are really... Angel of Hope, I feel like is really good. Because, again, his honorific name of, like, the protector of the, like, the poor in Backland or whatever, is, like, it's really sweet to me, and it really speaks to, like, who he is as a person. So, like, I feel like that one's like an Angel of Hope. That'd be good. I feel like that'd be based as fuck. Well, fucker. Look, I'm coming for you, bitch. Angel of what now? Yes. The crazy angel. Yeah, that's Gehrman for sure. Excuse me? What is this? What is all this? This looks very cool, but I don't know what that means. Good choice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See? See? Where the fuck is Eridas? Eridas is like right here in the corner. This is Eridas art. He's in the fucking corner. Angel of Petty Pinching. Salinger, the death who died. Bro, how... Damn, that guy. Okay, I can see why it took like 6 gods to beat his ass. That's a big boy. Damn, bro. Imagine that walks towards you. Holy shit. I could have like 6 gods by my side. I'd still be shitting my pants. What the Medici is out of his fucking mind. Check general. Okay, sounds good. I will do that. Angel of financial advice tells you not to be wasteful. Nah. Yeah, listen. My job for the last couple years was to give financial advice. It's really not that difficult. I promise. Most people just need to do like 3 things. Get a job. Spend less than you make. Save the remainder and invest it in something. That not Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency. That's it. It's really not that complicated. Evernight and her blessed. Big boy. What the fuck? 8 of Cups. I don't... Whose grave is this? At least on. Oh, I see. Thank you, Roshan. Medici the babysitter. That's so cute. Medici, the fucking red angel with with a fucking apron on. Oh, I see it. Okay. God damn it! They won't let me do any work. Oh, these are so cute. These are so cute. I assume that's Ouroboros and Medici. The only way I tell Ouroboros is because of the fucking snake on his head. Okay, that's the only way I can ever tell. Hey, big bro, what you doing? Doing some work? These are all... I love... you guys all know I love these kinds of art, dude. I find them adorably cute. Sharon and Merrick, very, very cute. The pool table in the background. Like, it's such... It's like small details, but it's so good. Like, pool table in the background. So cute. Everyone's sitting around. Leonard's telling his secrets. Even with a giant ass top hat that's as big as his face, he's like still not as tall as Derek. Okay, tell me that doll doesn't look like... Tell me that doll doesn't look like 1-to-1 with Forrest. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Best girl. Oh, this is so cute. This is so adorable. These are so good. Oh my god. Okay, if I can get where's Derek? Excuse me? This is Derek, really? Okay, if I can get like chibi artwork of like one of these of like Audrey or like Derek made, I feel like that'd be so cute. Like using this art style, that'd be so cute. Which is from AMV. Ah, these are so cute. Oh, look at that! I'm above. I'm AI. Ah, the good old trio. Man, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Who is this? Why is... Oh. Walter is shit in his pants. Okay. The loser can give a fourth of their income to... Excuse me? Yeah, fuck them kids, bro. Okay, it would have to be like an odds-based thing. It would need to be like, I don't know what. 0 divided by 4 is still 0. Okay. How about this? If I lose, because you already know the you gotta remember, you already know the answer, so like I'm taking like a shitty bet here. Because almost certainly you wouldn't give me this bet if you were gonna lose. Yes? So if I lose, I will donate a quarter of my income to charity for a month. Yeah, no problem. If you lose, I don't know. I don't know. It'd have to be like an odds-based thing, you know? Okay. But this gives me like a good way to think about it. Okay, no problem. I can definitely think. Okay. I'll get back to you on this. Okay, I'll get back to you. Okay, I'll get back to you. You are a bitch, Nagito. All right. I think we'll end stream here. I'll figure out the. I would say there's something like, then she can like gift memberships, but she can't do that. So like it has to be something like charity, but it has to be like a third person. It's fine. Like I would donate to charity if I lost. She would give membership, but like even that doesn't. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I'll figure something out. I don't know. What is make her praise Storm? She would kill herself a long time ago. She would kill herself long before that happened. Okay, I'm gonna think of the terms. I'll figure that out. Okay. And again, I don't feel like you would take this win if I got the answer right. I don't think you would take this bet if I got this answer right. So. But either way, okay, that's fine. We'll end stream there. I'll think of something. I'll get back to you tomorrow, hopefully, when I'm streaming. That's it. Thank you everyone for being here. Have a great rest of your day or night. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Bye guys.